Hello there, friends! We continue to follow the development of CS2 and everything around it. Let's discuss how the CSGO era ends and what awaits us in the future. Monesy already got blocked in the new game. Also, I will teach each one of you how to launch CS2, even if you didn't get a special invitation for it. Closer to the end of the video, we will take a look at the ESL Pro League matches. And of course, I have collected all the latest news just for you. Let's get straight to it. We'll start, of course, with what kind of new things were found in CS2. Firstly, the data miners discovered that in the game itself you would be most likely able to choose the voice on the radio directly in the settings. It's like announcer packs in Dota 2. Imagine Gabe or Simple saying, "The bomb has been planted." And in general, it looks like the game was transferred to Source 2 primarily because of this. Now developers can quickly make updates. One of them has already been released tonight. They fixed a bunch of things, but added some new bugs as well. We'll touch that a little later. And most importantly, now the community has more freedom in terms of creating unique content. Data miners have discovered that Valve is likely to allow people to upload their own graffitis. Again, how this will be implemented is unclear, but there will be probably some kind of a moderation, I guess. Here's what Gabe Follower writes in addition. It's still difficult to confirm this, and we need to wait for official tools. But there is a suspicion that in addition to skins, developers may add the ability to change the weapon models themselves, or create completely new ones from scratch, as in cosmetic items for Dota. And also, the developers have started doing a new operation for CS2 and indirectly confirmed it on Twitter. The game can even contain skins for chickens. Yes, that's wild. I can't even imagine what kind of new things will community come up with having such tools. It seems to me that just in a couple of months after the release of CS2, it will be possible to play any game at all on it. It already has all sorts of jump maps and co-op missions and other modes, but I think they will be even adding racing or other features to make it more fun. In general, I'm thrilled to see what's next. It must be incredible. And of course, the most important question is how can any person play CS2 Beta if they haven't received an invitation? The answer is, well, pretty obvious. The new build has already been leaked on all sorts of torrent websites. But there's another point here. It's one thing, you will have to play with bots. But if you want to team up with your friends, there is also a solution for you. While you are waiting for an invitation from Valve, you can already start playing on community servers. That is, you have to just replace one file and go to the servers of different websites that have already launched servers on CS2. Similar instructions on how to do it were posted on various sites, for example BlixGG, a very authoritative source. It's clear that this is not the official version of the game and not the official servers, so I would rather try to do it on a new account. Please don't do it on your main account, because if anything happens to it, you will blame me for that. Guys, keep in mind, I'm not encouraging you to do anything. It's better to wait for summer and play a ready-made game together with everyone and not the beta itself as it is now. But if you can't wait and just want to test your PC, there is a way to make it happen. I will put a link to an article with instructions for you in the description. By the way, servers with CS2 have already been launched even on FPL, but as I understand it, you can play only using the official client. And can you imagine, the game hasn't even been really officially released yet, but Valve has already buried CSGO. It has been officially announced that there will be no second major this year, and the major in Paris will be the last tournament on CSGO. So that's how a whole era ends. Our favorite game has existed for 11 years, and the most important thing is that everything is just beginning. Valve announced the next major and it will be held in March of 2024 and already on Source 2, which is obvious. The pro players' reactions were emotional, of course. The major in Paris will be the last in this era. Someone even wrote that it's time for Nico to come and get the trophy, and he himself posted in Insta stories that it will be his last chance. Clearly, the game doesn't end, but I can see how everyone wants to finish the chapter on a high note. Fallen, for example, generally believes that it's time for teams to start training in CS2, especially after the CSGO major in Paris. Otherwise, they just won't get into the meta, and Fallen knows what he's talking about. Well, the Blast representative summed up all these conversations in one statement. Hard to fathom the responsibility on our shoulders with our Paris Major being allowed to conclude a legacy this great before a new journey in CS2 begins. Well, it's been a great journey, and we're saying goodbye to it with dignity. But in the meantime, let's all have a laugh at whatever is happening in the beta. Pro players still can't figure out how to launch NetGraph, which seems to have been added to the game with the latest update. Old pal Olofmeister decided to make some fun of Blackrow and said that it turns on with the F10 button. It's a dinosaur era joke, but if you didn't know, it's a way to quit the game easily and quickly. So his reaction is priceless.
Right, CL show FPS in console, then press F10. You get both FPS and NetGraph.
Monesy also started testing the new CS. He liked it pretty much, and everything was fine until the game started to make fun of him. His match in Source 2 froze, and he couldn't reconnect to the server no matter how hard he tried, and here's what happened next.
Что это такое? Counter-Strike. Welcome to the Counter-Strike 2. Блядь, что это такое? У меня не работает...
Ты концерт писал?
Нет, у меня не работает этот, блядь...
Чё? Ходьба?
Клавиатура.
А, так у Илюхи Ксала вчера так было. Я не знаю, как он пофиксил, он просто на месте стоял.
Что это? Я не знаю. Ты чё, блядь? Я не могу переключиться, Женя. Не удалось подключиться к этой игре. Все, блядь, пойдем в старую игру играть, блядь.
Пошли.
Cancel. Прикинь?
Нажми переподключиться.
Нажал, мне играешься. Меня сейчас еще за вакуум забанил, блядь.
Зато хайп какой будет. Monesy забанил Лакбанова из-за Source 2.
Что делать, блядь? Покинуть? Мне дали бан! В старой игре! В старой за что? Я же даже ничего не сделал, блядь. У меня просто игра зависла посередине. Полоска, Жек, у тебя есть доказательства?
Я вижу.
This is half the trouble. He waited for 30 minutes and then a new update came out. Everyone downloaded the update, they thought that many bugs were finally fixed, and that was true actually, but the new problem is that new bugs appeared. Sometimes your mouse just shoots by itself and the right mouse button just works and doesn't work from time to time. Nico, who also played with Monesy, had the same thing going on. Here's how it all ended up.
Wait, I think it's fixed.
No, they fixed now, they fixed.
I don't know how to shoot. I got kicked,
What?
Nico.
Why?
Because it's fucking pressing itself! Like, Nico, I have banned for 2 hours. Just fucking imagine.
There's no way.
Like, I didn't press right click, and it pressed somehow itself, you know?
I'm gonna report you for griefing and team killing this.
Ебаная игра, блядь.
And why is there no bots?
Just imagine! Just fucking imagine!
So Monesy got banned for 2 hours straight. The youngster apparently got trolled by Gabe so that he wouldn't break the game again with his bugs. Well, that was all the news for today. Here is a grid with the results for quarterfinal matches of ESL Pro League. A very interesting match happened between FaZe and FaZe. Surprisingly, FaZe could really finish this match with a score of 2-0, but that wasn't meant to happen. They basically triggered the monster mode from FaZe and couldn't do anything with it. Here's what Kerrigan said after the game.
I think they played really great on the city side of the overpass. I felt like we did good executes, played the ABC really good, and then to close out the rounds we did mistakes. And if we did mistakes or they pushed us to do mistakes, it's always hard to say, right? But I kind of felt in control in the whole series, but obviously they pushed us to the limits on overpass, and they won that map in the end.
Another small surprise happened in the Navi vs Heroic match. Despite all their problems, Natas Vincere managed to level up their shape during the tournament and very confidently beat the Danes with a score of 2-0. Thus, the semifinals are meant to be very hot. Navi vs FaZe, Cloud9 vs ENCE. We continue to follow the EPL and the news related to our favorite game. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything CS2 related. And traditionally, I don't say goodbye for a long time. See you soon.